Caught in an unexpected downdraft, a US Coast Guard helicopter nearly slammed into the side of the Carnival Dream before tumbling into the sea. I have exclusive multiple camera angles to show you from this near-miss tragedy. We're going to look at all of them coming up. Plus, things are heating up out in the Pacific Northwest as the Alaska cruise season sees yet another ship beginning operations, with another waiting in the wings. And there's a new, upscale, and really quick way to get between cruise ports in Central Florida. I'm going to give you some new details on the Brightline project. Let's roll the intro. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. Happy Hump Day, of course. It's the middle of the week. Hope yours is going amazing. So glad you found yourself here hanging out with me on the Midships channel. Now let's get right into this headline story. We're heading out to the Carnival Dream in the Gulf of Mexico. According to a statement coming from the US Coast Guard, one of their Jayhawk helicopters, well, it found itself in some trouble while attempting to rescue a 76-year-old male passenger on board who was experiencing heart attack-like symptoms on the Carnival Dream. This is one of those sort of rappelling rope line type of rescues. Carnival Dream is currently operating out of Galveston, Texas. Now, upon approaching the cruise ship, the Jayhawk aircrew initially lowered their rescue swimmer down on board to the cruise deck, and then they began hoisting up a nurse from the cruise liner when a severe squall, a downdraft of wind, caused the helicopter to back away quickly from the ship before plunging dangerously close to the ocean. Yeah, it got really close. Now, from the video angle that you may have seen scrolling through your social media this morning or here on YouTube, you probably saw a camera that was pointing up from probably the promenade deck, around deck 5, looking up to the helicopter. Now, the problem with that is it doesn't really provide a ton of perspective. But what you can see from that is the conditions. They are not great. And the helicopter, well, it looks really close to the side of the ship. But let's transition up to a higher, more elevated angle so you can really get a perspective on just how close this was to being a tragedy, as the Jayhawk was literally blown straight down towards the sea. And unfortunately, I can't even play the audio that's attached to this video because it is laced with expletives. People were scared, shocked for the safety of the lives of the crew on board this ship, shouting, "Oh my God, it's going down, it's going down." Yeah, this was really close. It was so bad, in fact, as a result of the poor conditions and this close call, the initial helicopter returned to the air station before another rescue crew eventually came back to the ship to conduct the rescue operations and bring the Coast Guard rescue swimmer back to the Coast Guard station too, so they didn't have to become a cruise passenger on the Carnival Dream, I suppose. This just goes to show that despite these ships being massive with technological advances, GPS stabilizers, helicopters with similar systems, there is no power out there quite like Mother Nature. And Mother Nature really showed her power outside the Carnival Dream the other day. Let me know your thoughts on this story in the comments down below. Did you get a chance to see a new camera angle to shed some light, maybe give you some new perspective? Now, with Alaska cruise season kicking off, summer break on the horizon, cruising is about to get really busy. And I think most of you watching will probably take at least one cruise between now and the end of the year. And if that's you, I would encourage you to get ready for that cruise ahead of time. Yeah, you know where this is going, by checking out the Midships Amazon store. In there, you can find everything I take with me every single time I cruise. It's a great way to support this channel while getting something really cool, like the I'm on Cruise Control shirt, for instance. It's in there. You should check it out. There's a link in the description down below. Thanks for letting me pay the bills here. Now let's talk Alaska cruises. Yet another ship has just kicked off from Seattle as the Carnival Spirit began her first of 20 round-trip cruises up to Alaska for the 2023 season. All told, Seattle will host 3 Carnival cruise ships, the Spirit, Miracle, and Luminosa. The 88,500 gross ton Spirit is going to stay up in Alaska through September of this year. like most cruise ships normally do, before repositioning to her new home port of Mobile, Alabama on October 6th. Now, Carnival Miracle has already been operating in Alaska since April 23rd, and one more ship is expected to kick off, well, really soon, on May the 4th, actually. Anyways, things are heating up over in Seattle up towards Alaska. I can't wait to get back up there on a cruise. Probably going to end up there once or twice myself this year. But before that, I've got a group cruise coming up in like 40 days. There's still a couple rooms if you want to get on board with me. It's a 6-night sailing on the brand new Carnival Celebration. We leave out of Miami on June 11th. If you want more info, there's a Facebook group in the description down below. Like I said, just a couple cabins left, but I'd love to have you join. Now let's keep the cruise news sailing here. We're going to move to Miami. Or is that Fort Lauderdale? Or Port Everglades? No, Port Canaveral. Oh, actually, Orlando. If you haven't figured out what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the Brightline high-speed rail train that's getting ready to open in the next couple of months here in Orlando, specifically at the Orlando International Airport. This is going to be coming out from the brand new JetBlue terminal. It's beautiful. That terminal, wow. I flew in there when I got back from London. Oh my goodness, what a terminal. Basically, this high-speed rail is going to enable not only folks that live in Florida to easily get around to other cruise ports without having to worry about booking a flight, driving, paying exorbitant parking fees. Now, one of the side benefits coming out from Brightline service here in Florida, especially if you're a Florida resident, is parking. A lot of people don't know this. This is kind of a secret, but it's only $5 a night to park at any of the Brightline garages in Florida right now, which is way cheaper than you can get parking at any cruise port. Like $30 a night or $5 a night. That's the difference here. So that's a top tip, a little secret from old Captain Corey. Don't tell everybody or they might raise the prices. You do have to book it online at the time of booking your train travel. So just know that. All told, the trip from Orlando to Miami or vice versa will take about 3 hours on the express train, and it'll be another 30 minutes longer if you do the non-express. Basically, you'll slow down and stop for a couple minutes at each station, like 2 or 3 stops. Really not a big deal. Brightline is even floating the idea of opening a stop at Cocoa Beach, just like 10 miles from Port Canaveral. So fingers crossed that that ends up happening. That would be super convenient, especially for side-to-side cruisers. Just imagine, you got off a ship in Port Canaveral, head down to Miami, and you're there in like 2 hours. Amazing. And these trains are beautiful, y'all. I've taken them 5 or 10 times now. It's like the thing I do when I go to cruise. I look forward to Brightline. One-way fares from Miami to Orlando or vice versa start at about $80 for your entry-level smart class. They go up to about $150 for premium. Entry-level or smart class includes things like free Wi-Fi, 19-inch seating, leather seats. Pretty cool. It's a nice experience all said and done. But if you're willing to spend a little bit and bump up to that premium, whoop, whoop, you get all of that plus wider seats, complimentary snacks, drinks. I'm not talking just Coca-Cola either. I'm talking booze. They got wine and beer. You get a premium lounge with food as well. More drinks. They really pamper y'all on this Brightline. It's a great time. If you're considering cruising out of Florida, you got to check out the Brightline. There's a chance even you could find a cheaper plane ticket into a different airport and leverage this train to get on to the cruise terminal that you're actually going to. It's a pretty cool idea. I've done it myself a few times. What is it about trains that just gets me excited? Are you the same way, or is that a me thing? If you made it this far into today's episode, please make sure you get subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any important cruise news you can use for your cruise. Yeah, we'll just keep it that way. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button on your way out the door to prove to me you love cruising as much as I do. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today, and until tomorrow, we'll see ya on the Midships. Some folks had commented and said the audio was not good the last couple of weeks or months here on the channel. So I'm just going to go use my portable microphone. I got a whole setup going here. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. There's a lot of crackling. Hopefully this solves it. Hopefully you have an amazing, amazing middle of the week. Have you booked a cruise lately? Let me know about it in the comments. We'll see you tomorrow. La 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 la